Hi there, this is Darren from Treasure Life Family Farms, and today we are going to blow the dust out of our Bravo Hammermill. This is kind of from a request on the channel here that this thing looks like it's really got a lot of plastic, and I don't know, is it durable, whatever. I don't know the answer to that. I've got some mixed feelings about parts of it. So here's the thing. On its own, it's got this tiny little bucket that goes under it that holds like 3 gallons of ground feed, and that's not good. That's not enough for anybody as far as I'm concerned. Why not make that bucket or make the whole thing so it fits a 5-gallon standard US 5-gallon bucket? I don't know, maybe this thing's made in Italy or somewhere that's not really, you know, following the US 5-gallon bucket design, whatever. I don't know why, but so anyways, we modified it so that we can get a muck tub under it. This probably would hold 75 pounds of feed. We probably get about 50 in it before we change it out and dump it in the wheelbarrow, and then grind the rest of the feed. We've got the other video about grinding feed, so you know, stay tuned to that if you want to see about grinding feed. This is about cleaning the unit and then my ups and downs of it. So here's the standard legs. They go up in this tube. This is all plastic. There's a screw that comes up, I think, from the bottom that meshes this all together. So when you want to modify the legs so that they'll fit our muck bucket, end up with this. I'll show you this stuff again after we get done blowing it off, because I think it'll look a little more clear. But I had to try and weld together something that mimics the connection over here, and then I've got this whole angle iron system that's mounted to the wall to hold that so it kind of hovers over or under the or over the muck bucket. So now we don't have to have the little bucket getting changed out every 30 seconds. It's this works. We've got the towel. The towel is there because we kind of bring it around and just keep the dust in the muck bucket a little more. Let's see what else we know. This thing here, this knob, turns that gate, and this is completely worthless unless the grinder's completely empty. So I don't know, that's just one thing. Could have been done in 100 different ways, and that's really not that great. And we never use it either. We just leave it pretty much wide open, the grinder's on, and we run it. What else? Okay, so the grinding chamber's in here, and so let me blow it all off once, and then we'll open that up and I'll show you what's inside of there. So apologies if the lens on the camera takes a hit of white dust. I will clean it off and, you know, get us back to visible here before long. But here's me blowing this thing off. Let me trusty air nozzle here. Alright, I'm going to take a little pause and let the dust settle down. We'll get the camera lens cleaned off, and then we'll open that thing up and see what we got. Alright, time to open up the chamber. Now there's a safety feature on this that I wish it didn't have, and that is one of these. Well, first of all, these 3 are not the same length. 2 of them are the same. I believe it's these 2. I think this is the longer one. If I'm wrong about that, we're about to find out when I open it up. But then they have a safety mechanism on it that I know is going to kill us one of these days, and that is one of these, when these aren't quite slammed hard tight, it won't run. So I'm going to turn it on. I think it's this one. I'm going to start it up and then loosen it and see if it stops. I think it will. See how it killed it? So when you go to put this thing together and you got the knobs in there and it doesn't work anymore, well, there's a safety thing behind there. So, okay. So let me turn it off, and then we'll just take all these out. And I'll show you what's inside of here. Again, it looks like it's a plastic grinding chamber, which I think you're about to be pleasantly surprised that it's got metal inside of it. So it's not really plastic except on the exterior. These are stupid long, so okay. Here, you can see that these two are not the same size. I believe we have two of the shorter ones and one of the longer ones. I'm going to set these aside, and we'll take the third one out. Also a short one. And now I'm going to take the door off. Again, all out of these with 2 hands, but not bad. Okay, so inside of the door, you can see everything in here is metal. The inside of the door is metal. So the concerns about it being a plastic thing, it's not really. So that's hopefully helps with that question. The grain falls down from the chamber here onto this, and the vibration slowly brings it down into here. Once it's inside of this, I'm trying to screen, then these things are flying around in circles really fast, and the edge of them kind of rubs it or whacks it or whatever it is against the screen. Once the grain splits enough to go through the screen, it comes out the bottom. So that's all a Hammermill is. Again, we've probably done, I don't know, 30 ton of grain through this thing since we've had it, and that's all they're worn. I was thinking it was a little more. And probably much of this wear is from when you get a little stone in there, it will sit there and go and bang and clang, and it doesn't wreck it, which is good, but it also will stay in there forever until the rock wears out, or until you're smart enough to hear that and then take the lid off and get that rock out of there. We've had it once or twice, and I think that would probably account for the majority of the wear on the bits. And then these, I believe you can reverse them. It's possible that I'm wrong about that. A lot of times on Hammermills you can. It looks like a roll pin here, so if you were to unscrew this, pound the roll pins out, put the blades back in reversed, I think you would be back to a new side. I don't see us doing that for a very long time. So like I say, we're doing probably 2 to 3, maybe even 5 ton of grain through this a year, and they just are not wearing out too fast for us. I'm gonna blow this out, and it's gonna make a heck of a mess. So I'm gonna turn the camera off, put you guys over there out of the way, and then blow this off, make sure my lens is clean, then come back and show you it all cleaned up. Then we'll put it all back together. So I think that's really what everybody was wondering about, was the fact that this has got a metal inside. Now the one part that is wearing here is the underneath of this. I can even see it's bubbled up. wouldn't think the hammers would hit that, but anyways, I think grain coming around with the hammers also, you know, shakes this enough to keep the grain moving. So seems like it's going to last a long time. And my thought even happened if the motor were to fizzle on this thing, I bet you could Frankenstein the backside of this thing and put a different motor in it. But so far so good. Let me blow it out and show you when it's clean. Well, I just saw how messy the lens was on the GoPro, so apologize for that last segment. Hopefully we're done with that now. And hopefully you've seen what you wanted to see about this thing. I did take a little bit of a blowing out on the lid cover here. If we're all done inside of there, let me put this back on. And let's see, I guess it goes down below. There it goes. And long one over here. Short one. And tighten them up nice. This one especially, because we want to make sure it runs when we get done. Okay, start it up, make sure it runs. We're all done with that. Another note is that even with just making the angle iron thing on the wall, in order for this to work, the other two legs are up on a 2x4, or, you know, 3.5 inches up basically. I just wish that, you know, maybe they just did something a little more handy to mount this thing so that you could do an alternative mounting job for it. Those plastic legs are not super impressive on their own. So there we have it. That's the end of this video. You know, let me know what you think in the comments. Any other things you might want to see that we are doing around here, then happy to show them. And thanks for the question about whether or not this thing's going to hold up and last. Ours seems to have held up and lasted, and it seems like it'll probably go a long time. And the concerning parts that you were asking about are definitely metal. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next video.